out there. All right, everybody, I know some folks may come on back, if you come back on. We got kicked off briefly. I don't know at what point it got kicked off in our last presentation. Quick recap for Lewis Street. Notice was found, because it was oral notice. Went through that the last time we were here. There was a $5,000 contingent fine placed, a $5,000 assessed fine from July remained. We submitted 2 photos of which I can probably dig that back up. Let's see. There we go. Got it. We got one of them back, I think. Yep, Chris. Yep.
It's here for this one?
No. Never still there. So that's where we were at. The exhibit, we were just taking testimony of the property owner. The 2 photos were submitted as full exhibits. I got it right there.
Okay,
Okay,
continue.
so what I've been up to. I completed my survey that I was paying Autumn and Kirby to produce, and had it signed by Steve Kleppen in Town Hall and filed it with the town clerk. And it shows that John Zervos is encroaching on my property according to that survey for a special permit that it's not a special permit, he has a regular permit to try to create 5 units on the border where these containers are. So I've been trying to resolve those issues so that I could move forward to getting a permit of my own for my own property to be able to use. And I submitted this to be able to provide multiple family housing in the building that I own. And at the same time, I was led to believe by Frank Murphy that he would be able to resolve the issues with City Mortgage sometime this month. Now it doesn't seem that that's going to happen either. It seems like it's still another distracting, minimal conversation between City Mortgage's lawyer and Frank Murphy. So they're still tying up that ownership issue and all of that. So I'm trying to have my own use of my own property with the surveys, with everything else. I've completed this right here. As far as the permit to be able to have this kitchen moved, and it did cost me about $7,500 instead of $10,000 because I know what I'm doing, not because I have to go out and hire somebody to put a $50,000 kitchen in. But that's just for me. And so in the next couple of days, they're going to complete this. The survey dispute is in court until the February 24th is supposed to be the next hearing to resolve the issue of the survey. At that time, then I also found out that the citation that's being issued, along with things like John Zervos complaining to the Department of Health about me painting my own house, and them coming out and threatening a citation against me, was bogus. And I had to go to the state to get that information to say, this is not, I'm trying to paint my own house. And they said, as long as you don't have tenants, you don't need any kind of special anything, you can paint your own house, even if it has lead. So he still filed a complaint against me there, knowing that that is the difference between what he was supposed to do with his house was hire somebody professional or get special permits because he had tenants in his property, but he still came after me. Then I talked to the people in planning and zoning, and they said, this citation here that we're dealing with now, planning and zoning, John Hideki maybe, came up with adding on to, I don't know where it came from because I wouldn't know, but that I am in the East Village District. There's nothing about containers in the East Village District. And so somehow out of the blue came another district of single family zoning on top of the other one to be allowing a citation against me for the containers. Because when I put the containers there in 2010, 2013 or 14, there was never a problem with it. And so I'm still at this point in time, I am going to close out this permit, remove the containers. remove everything that's in my house, and then decide whether or not I'm gonna demolish it or sell it. Because I don't wanna go through more of this paperwork with all of this obstacle after obstacle after obstacle of being able to use my own property with privacy so that I don't have people shining their surveillance cameras in my windows and all of the other things that have been happening with John Zervos. Now, I'm gonna finish completing the issue about the boundary because there's no reason for someone to encroach on someone's property that way. And if I decide to demolish it, I still own the property, whether the house is there or not, and no one should be allowed to steal it. But that's where I'm at, and I do plan on removing the containers probably in the next 2 weeks.
If I may, just for a point of, just a correction for the zoning. The zoning there is East Avenue Village District. It was originally restricted business, like when I first started here, it was restricted business. And then it changed to East Avenue Village District, as a point of clarification, the tax assessor still does have that as restricted business. So if anybody from the public looked up your property or anybody else on Lewis Street for that matter, it comes up as restricted business, which is definitely not the East Avenue Village Zone, but that's what it is today.
And I had a permit in 2013, which when Leo wrote the permit out, he extended that permit or whatever he did from back then, which meant that it continued from whatever was going on before that. And when I was working with Billy Ireland on the house back when I did have funds coming from the insurance and the bank, I was working with him, and he said a lot of the zoning and the restrictions that are necessary in most houses because it's a historical district, because it's a historical home, you have to repair it back to its original condition. And only when you modify it do you have to then upgrade everything, change the staircases and things like that. So I think I've been struggling to try and keep up with what everyone wants while I continue to do what logically I'm capable of doing. But even the historical people, somebody came to the house representing City Mortgage at one point, and she's an appraiser. And they were all talking on Norwalk neighborhood or whatever the site is or something, and they were talking about my house, and they said, and somebody said, well, oh, that's a shame, that they might demolish it or whatever. What about the Historical Society buying it? And the appraiser said the Historical Society can't afford that house. So they can't afford to fix it, but everybody expects me to not get the money from the insurance company or from the bank to be able to fix it myself, and I'm just over it. So
what we're hearing is 2 weeks and the containers will be
Yes.
on?
yes,
What's gonna stop you from having them removed in 2 weeks? I
Well,
bring you
if
back here
there's
in 2 weeks.
5,000, I mean, I did have COVID and there was a big snow blizzard
You're gonna get
on the
COVID
date that I
again.
was gonna
If I
do.
give you 2 weeks, are they gonna be removed? Is there anything to stop you besides nuclear war?
Snow. I mean, if I can't get people to come and pick them up or whatever.
When's our next hearing?
The next on the schedule is, besides a special meeting we had to have, is the 21st of February. Let me check
What's the
my,
special meeting?
that's the one in 2 weeks, exactly, 2 weeks.
January.
That would be,
January.
that would be
What?
after the boundary dispute.
Well, no,
would be-
Hold on a
But
second.
this,
Can't all talk at once.
the hearing which we recently arranged a special hearing, that's gonna be in 2 weeks from today, the 24th. The next scheduled hearing is February 21st.
What were you gonna say would be after what?
That would be after the scheduled hearing for the boundary dispute.
You're saying you want 2 weeks after the hearing for the boundary dispute or 2 weeks from today?
Well, that would be handy because,
Well, I'm not asking you that. You said you could have these removed in 2 weeks
yeah,
from
But if-
today.
if we can do it on the 21st, if that's good for you guys, that would be fine for
Let me
me.
hear what everybody
Yeah.
else wants to say. Okay, who wants to speak next?
Hi, I'll speak. I'm Tracy Green. I don't know, I'm just here because I just cannot believe how this is dragged on. And I just thought today this would be resolved. I don't know, I don't really understand the whole explanation as to what has happened in the last, since the last meeting. I've been coming here, I think this is my third time being here, definitely my second, I think it's my third. I don't understand the reasons around the containers not being removed, as I understand they've been there 10 years. I don't know, I'm a little baffled by this all, but that's why I'm here and what I have to say. Thanks.
Yes,
Well, I mean, the last time you were here, we were here, and you had asked, Sally, how long it would take, much time to remove them. And she gave you the time and you said, accepted it. So here we are and they're still not removed.
I'm here because I just want the containers removed. I mean, I've been dealing with this as a property owner in the neighborhood for the better part of 10 years. It's astounding to me. I just don't understand what the problem is. I think it makes a mockery of the whole process, frankly.
Something?
looking for your,
That,
that's what I'm looking
all right,
for.
if I can help.
Where is it here? We've got 5,000. Okay. The farmer's racist, and so,
I can run quick math if you need me to.
no, we can put it on a special hearing for 2 weeks from now.
If that is what hearing officer deems is appropriate, I will obviously take the soonest date possible.
Well, I wanna
So-
give her a date right now, so that I don't have to send Marcia.
The next hearing we do have is in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks from today.
You made a commitment, are you be able to keep that commitment before I make that order?
Are you talking about the 21st, or you're talking about, because that's,
The 24th is what the hearing officer is, the 24th of January, 2 weeks from today. That's what he was asking.
I thought you were gonna try and put it in February 21st.
I thought you said you could remove them in 2 weeks.
Well, I wish I had the money from the bank to be able to like explode the whole world, but I don't. Do I? And that's really why we're here, because the bank did not give me money to fix this house.
Ma'am, we're
And
here
so 10
because,
years, and everybody wants to pick on me over it, and I gave Frank Murphy every opportunity to be able to resolve that, and he has not done it. So I'm at a point of, I'm just gonna lose the house because I can't take the harassment. It becomes harassment. I would go back to and hire another attorney and say, why is this citation even coming through? Because it was not part of the East Avenue district, and I'm being given the citation for something just like painting lead paint. But I'm at a point where I'm not gonna argue about it anymore. I'm not gonna be here anymore. I'm gonna remove myself from this situation. Because this is not worth my life.
you told me you could have these removed in 2 weeks. If you can, I will give you 2 weeks. If you can't, then let's not waste everybody's time
2 weeks is fine with me.
from today.
Yeah, unless the
unless.
people, well, then give me a little more time,
No.
because if these people will or
It's
won't
supposed to
come out
be
and
out
get them.
today, and not, you're asking, you said you could have it in 2 weeks. That I'm willing to
The
consider.
24th of January,
Yes.
okay.
See where I am with the fines here. Let me see, I.
Okay, sorry, I was doing math too, I'm
I
sorry.
can't understand what you're telling me here.
I'll try and. Well, okay, because here was so we already have a fine placed from,
$5,000.
right, that was placed on 7/26.
So that starts the meter.
Clock
again.
over again, yes.
Okay,
So you have a contingent fine from last meeting of $5,000. Contingent on the removal. State, on here, the state maximum from July 27th to today, the state maximum is 24/9. So you have the legal right to anything between 5 and 24/9. That bottom part, ignore it, because we're not doing that anymore.
okay, so we're gonna continue this 2 weeks. We have so I don't want the contingent fine, I wanna raise that. Now, for 2 weeks, I'll tell you what, we'll leave that. We waited 10 years, we can wait 2 more weeks. If it's not out of here by then, you're gonna pay a $10,000 fine.
Well, and can I just make one comment?
Make as many as you
Is
want,
it-
it's fine with me.
There was no citation for 10 years. I
didn't
waited
say-
patiently.
You're
for
being
Frank
cited
Murphy.
for, back to when this first came to me. I'm just pointing out that it's 10 years. But from when I first got it, that's what you're being fined for, as if it never happened before that.
Right,
This started,
but 10 years is, I've been waiting 10 years myself.
we all have, well, I haven't, I've been waiting 5 years for this, but nevertheless,
No, you've been waiting about a year. When was the citation first filed?
22, it's about a year, you're right.
A little over a year, you know, a little.
Year and a few months.
There was no violation up until the point that someone.
That's right, there's no
created it.
violation until there's a violation. Nevertheless, they've been here 10 years.
I know,
And you're
my
still-
stuff was in there.
I understand, but listen to it all.
And right. Oh,
Violation continues. Containers. Still there. Continued to January 24th. What was that?
January 24th, week, 2 weeks from today.
And can you provide me with a copy of what exactly the citation was written on?
Of course.
Law or whatever number,
January
so I
24th.
can look it up and see exactly why
Yeah.
you've given me a citation?
Absolutely. I'll have copies for you early tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow
Drop on by. Yep.
Okay, I'll be here with a copy.
$100,000 fine. Remains. Contingent. Fine of $5,000 remains. Well, notice, you've gotten notice 2 weeks from today. I will finally hear from you that the containers have been removed, and if they have, you can contact Mr. A.W. We don't have to continue, we don't have to have the hearing. If you do want to have a further hearing and argue about the contingent fine or the fine itself, it can be done afterwards.
Okay,
But this is your chance to finally get rid of these containers and everybody will calm down, I hope.
Very good. All set.
Or not.
Very good.
well, until the bank, until Frank Murphy's done with the bank, I'm still like somehow involved in this.
I know, but at least your
Tornado.
neighbors will have lost their,
No, they're not gonna lose
have
anything.
solved their problem with the containers. That's all I've got.
They're not gonna
That's
solve
all I can
anything
help
until
you.
they get my land.
Well, Counselor, I think this is yours. This is yours. All set.
Am I done?
You are all set.
You're
Yes.
done.
Thank you. Yeah.
Happy New Year. Where did, that's yours.
I know, I'm just getting it in the same
Yeah,
one I got it.
Same here.
So I can get it out of order.
Well, yep, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Sometimes you can't resolve things.
Mhm.
We're not like,
Oh, we'll go with the people that have been patiently waiting on the board there. We'll go to 291 Chestnut Hill. Myself together here, that's a loaded,
Thank you. So 2 weeks?
2 weeks from today. Come on back.
That would be what
day?
That would be Wednesday, the 24th.
if you leave your contact information with Mr.
Oh,
Hayden.
I know these guys.
If she does get it done, he'll just tell you.
Sure.
I'm gonna just.
Oh, I'll see it.
Oh, he's right next.
Yeah, okay. If it gets done, then.
I might too.
Then you won't have to.
We'll
Not
go
planning
have
on
a
driving
drink.
by,
All right.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, take care. Yep.
All right, Tammy.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Got it.
Thanks, John.
Yep. All right, I said 291 Chestnut, let's do that. Let's do that. Happy to be here. So here's the previous. Here's the book that is the notes. All right, everybody, I know y'all been patiently waiting over there, for 291 Chestnut Hill. I'm gonna do my, my little, spiel here, and we will, let you guys on to get on the record, just to give me a few minutes here. And we are on to that, and. All right,
What happened to 16 Sycamore?
this is not here.
So how do we get the, where is she?
Right after 16 Sycamore.
Whatever it is,
There.
it's more pretty.
Tammy, you heard it. I'm gonna give size 24 font and 18 pages. We still got money in our printer budget, right? We're good. Thank you, Chris. See, you muted me that time. You muted me that time. Thanks, Chris. So yeah, that's odd. So, let me start it over real quick. All right, 291 Chestnut Hill. Last time we were here was September 20th, 2023. Oral notice given for today's hearing. $5,000 contingent fine based on progress for resolution, meaning architectural plans, survey, or application for a zoning permit or special permit to resolve the violation.
Okay.
So, because of oral notice, I didn't send anything, and I don't have anybody here. It is,
Well, who are the people here waiting for?
they are neighbors of this.
So they're on this matter?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So let me do a quick, so I can get the pictures on here. Sorry, everybody. I know I'm probably making everybody seasick here. There I am. So the violation is, there's a detached structure, and I thought I got part of the main house with this.
Give me
photo.
one second.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I wanna just let the record reflect,
Okay.
the time is what,
It is 4:47.
and the homeowner with despite notice is not here. Okay,
Very good. So I have two photos taken yesterday. It was convenient when we have 288 Chestnut Hill and then we have 291 Chestnut Hill, which is kind of convenient.
Saves gas money.
Yeah, it does. So I thought I got the main house. The main house, if you're looking at the picture, is on the, just off the screen on the right-hand side. But this is a detached structure, is a relatively large detached structure. And there were permits from many, many years ago to finish part of it as a artist studio, a bathroom and storage. This building is a two-story apartment today. Health department is verified. We have, and
It's a AAA zone.
it is a AAA zone. And the thing is, this could be permitted as a detached accessory dwelling unit. So it's not like this is something where the owner has to completely gut and remove this thing. There is a potential to get this approved. Just has to supply something to get this approved. Now, that's through zoning. I will put the caveat in there that I have been, informed by the health department to do that. He'll have to go through some hills, over some hills and some mountains to get that done. But at least from a zoning perspective, it's possible. And there are also severe restrictions on accessory dwelling units, size, how many people can be there, number of bedrooms, things like that. But this is just like, there's a couple of pictures here, I kinda got lost there. This is the front entry door. I mean, it's pretty indicative if somebody's living in there. That would be with and also, trash cans dedicated to that, building, for collection. And this is a close-up. I do apologize for the notation on here. There is another active complaint file on this. I made the notation on this for the other file. That's there. You can probably guess what that violation is. Anyway, but yes, there is, see, there's definitely, and you can see the side of the building, it's finished. It's got, siding and all that, which that was not there prior. Again, this was all work done without permits, so it's very simply work without permits, whether it ends up being an ADU or accessory dwelling unit or not. It's irrelevant, it's up to the property owner. But they have somebody living in there, they have family living in there, no permits whatsoever for it. And we do not have an application, we do not have a survey, no architectural plans.
So what's been going on for over a year?
I'm sure the neighbors will attest to what exactly has been going on, but my, opinion is that they are renting this basically with no permits, no authorization to do so.
This
And
property owner didn't interrupt,
Yeah.
you gave previous testimony saying you have people in there, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay,
So ladies and gentlemen who are in the audience here, I am just gonna go right down the line, here. So I'm gonna start with Dolly, who's on the phone. There we go. Dolly, you there? Never liked the phone thing. There we go.
Yep,
Dolly, you
I'm
there?
unmuted.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, so you're the first one here. The hearing officer is gonna, take you from here, and then you can do your, what you wanna add to the proceedings.
you state your name for the record, please.
Dolly Patterson?
Can you raise your right hand and tell me if you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Tell us what you're here to tell us.
Well, I actually was here just as a listener. I just had to step out of a meeting. I wanted to see if you would make any progress with this case. We as neighbors have been waiting for years for something to be done about this property. It continues to get worse in terms of violations that he's made, specifically to the equipment that he has stored, the mess that has been there, and obviously, yes, this structure that's there, which is clearly a multifamily home. It's not just one place he's renting out. That's to the best of my knowledge. We've witnessed on 3 different occasions an ambulance coming and taking someone out in a stretcher. And when that door opens, there are more than a half a dozen people who come out of that building. So there's a lot of people living in there. I can't tell you how many because we're not in it. Obviously there was work done to that building that wasn't permitted. The place is a mess. It's it's really unfortunate for the surrounding neighbors who take pride in our homes and basically have this place bringing down the neighborhood. Additionally, you'll see it doesn't take much to look up that this property owner hasn't paid taxes in 3 years. So he's just riding the system.
Okay, thank you. Who's next?
We'll go down, the line there. I'm gonna do that. And then, Chris, you're up.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear us?
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me know that. It's our Zoom today has been having a mind of its own, so I had no idea that I was muted there. So I appreciate the heads up.
Yeah, no worries.
Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Chris Shimko.
You able to raise your right hand and tell me you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You?
Sorry, I didn't understand your answer.
Yes, I
Thank you.
swear.
Okay, tell me whatever you want to tell me.
So, yeah, and I was hoping that John would have this. I gave John a picture of this structure from a year ago when the front of it was a three-car garage. If you look back when they sold the house, the upstairs was an apartment, and now they've removed the three-car garage and added this lower spot. So I know, John, I've sent that to you. So if you could add that to the file, that'd be great.
It is in the file. I think I may have presented that at another hearing, the last, I think it was, that was one of the initial photos that I got.
Okay.
As well, but I can, for the hearing officer here, what I'll do really quick is I'll just go to Google real quick, cause you can see it on Google, and I'll share this.
Yeah, so that was definitely like where they've done renovations and added what probably is another family living in there. I was surprised that we're not wrapping in the multiple work trucks that are still on here, because I don't know if that should be a separate or in on this, because that has been ongoing for over 750 days. And I don't see where they're being fined for that. I have an email from December 15th, 2021, a letter that was sent to them regarding those. So we've seen no movement on that in 750 days. So, and on that letter to them, they said they would be assessed fines up to $150 per day. So by that estimation, there should be $110,000 worth of fines on this house alone. So I don't know if you have an update on what's happening on that.
I'll be happy to explain there, Chris. So the initial, let me get that up there. The initial complaint, which was for commercial equipment, was pertaining to the storage of everything. At the time, there was also the equipment in the back he was keeping there.
Yep.
The excavator and Lord knows what else was back there. So what happened with that was that did come in front of the hearing officer here, and an assessed fine was placed on the property of $10,000, and that has been placed as a lien on the property, which is subjected to at the discretion of our law department foreclosure. Now, the reason that was, I don't want to lack of better terms, that was the extent of it, is because they did remove, even if it was for a brief while, they did remove what the violation was. Like I said, it may have been brief, but it was. So now we have kickstarted that entity again, as you can tell by the photo I have here. And plus the follow-up inquiry you gave me, I believe, last month or in November. So that will be starting again and will be folded in. It was just this hearing today was scheduled by the hearing officer at the previous time this matter was heard.
Okay, I wonder if you had those transcripts from that meeting, because during that meeting, we advised that the trucks had still been there. So they had never been fully removed. So if that was an oversight that shouldn't have been done, then I'd like to just, if you can look back at that meeting and get the minutes from it or the video from it, because they have never removed all of the equipment. And we said that from day one. So I'm a little perturbed about that it hasn't been going on. And that's why I kept sending my emails saying they still have the equipment here. There was not at one point where they removed all the equipment. They removed the excavator and that was it.
But
So
I have that. We have all the hearings, we have all the meeting minutes, and it'll be brought back up. It's going to be used again as a part of the new investigation. So that will be brought up again. That won't be the last time you hear of it.
Okay, just because, I mean, obviously we've been doing this for over 2.5 years, or almost 2.5 years. And quite honestly, we've seen no improvement.
As I want to make sure, and I want to put on the record here as well, and I've shared with you, as I believe you, the neighborhood on the email. It is very simple. We can, whether we put $100 or $100,000 worth of fines on a property, that is in the zoning department's realm here, that is the best we can do. If the property owner is not moved by that number and the placement of that number on lien or liens on the property, it comes down to the law department, our attorneys, and lack of better terms, again, power higher than myself, starting the foreclosure process. That is or an injunction process with the courts. So I cannot stress enough, I fully appreciate what you guys are going through. And we're gonna pursue this as much as we can within the four walls of our zoning office. And it just, at the end of the day, I can make, friendly suggestions to the attorneys. Is at the end of the day, it's gonna be their call.
Okay.
So I just wanna make sure that's out there. It's not gonna be dropped. Just unfortunately, this is the way the path the owner is choosing. And unfortunately, we have to work within the law and within that decision.
Okay, no, that's understood. I just request as a taxpayer, and seeing that the fact that he hasn't paid taxes, the fact that this has been going on for 2.5 years, that I asked that you guys there today just put the maximal fine allowable and show no leniency in time to fix this, because obviously for 2.5 years, he has not fixed anything and will continue not fix anything. And we have to live next to this neighbor, and we're looking at him without the trees and the leaves right into this derelict property. So we just ask that, the maximum fines are levied, and the next action, whether it be liens or next or taken. And if you can provide those names after this, I would definitely follow up with those on my own.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
And I think we do have one more. I think we do have, and Danielle, let me, Danielle.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Danielle?
Good. Excellent. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So the hearing officer will swear you in.
Okay.
Danielle, state your name for the record, please.
Danielle Talise.
And your address is?
Sorry, Danielle, you cut out there.
She lives behind the property.
Sorry, I'm in the car. It's 8 Bumblebee Lane.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Danielle.
Oh, no.
Well, are you driving?
I am in the car. I apologize.
Are you driving?
Are you unable to hear me?
I hear you. I'm asking you a question. Can you hear me?
I can.
Are you driving the car?
Oh, yes, I am.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to swear you in if you're driving the car. If you wanna pull over, we'll talk to you.
Hey, we need to swear you in. You gotta take your hands off the wheel.
Certainly. All right, I'm pulled over.
All right.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand and tell me you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I appreciate it if you don't drive while you're talking.
Understood. I am on hands-free.
Okay, tell me what you want to tell me.
I don't have much to add. I just want to echo what Dolly and Chris are saying. I think that you know enough about the situation, but I think that my concern and my frustration, and I understand you saying zoning doesn't have much control over it, is you're putting these restrictions on the homeowner, but as a neighbor that can see the property from the back, I continue to see ongoing work. So I feel like there is nothing stopping more progress of whatever it is they want to do. So if you're looking at the home from the front of Chestnut Hill, to the right of it, they're often working over there in that corner. They have it kind of barricaded so you cannot see the side of the house, but I can hear them at night sometimes when it's dark and digging. I have no idea what they're doing. It's like into the foundation. I have no idea. But my point is, even though they've been going through this process for so long, they're still continuing to do things, whatever they are. My concern as a neighbor is nothing is ever done quickly over there, and there is a lot of you know, a lot of stuff all over the place. It's just not in a timely manner when you would even see somebody with a permit working on a home, and it's done in a reasonable amount of time. I just have to say that's very frustrating. From a homeowner that had our home, we had an addition put on it many years ago, and the amount of steps that we had to take and comply with along the way, it was brutal, but it was worth it in the end, obviously, because we followed the rules and we don't have anything to worry about now because we're up to code, we have our permits. But I just don't understand how I had one experience and then another homeowner can have a different. It's just that part is frustrating for me. But again, it's the same thing. There's just continued work, and you know, it's not really kept over there, and it's, you know, you have to look at it. I have people come to my home that I try to take really good care of, and then they look out my window and they go, "What's that?" And you know, I don't really have any words for them.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right,
Thank you.
all right, thank you, Danielle.
Anybody else?
Have a good one.
You too. I think we have everybody accounted for here.
Okay.
So I just to wrap up, just on that last comment there, while I was writing down, I'm gonna double, triple check with code enforcement and the building department in Blight. I'm certain they have files on this, so I don't know where they stand out of our arena. But just for the neighbors, I'll check with them to see what's happening, maybe I can give a friendly suggestion for them to take another look at the property.
Okay. All right, explain the fines to me again.
Another one of those situations.
Yes. 'Cause we-
So we have a, so up to today, so we have a, existing fine of let me go back to the beginning here, hang on, let me get the, presentation here. Oh, that's not good, they kick us off again? Oh, no, it didn't, I'm just not sharing, okay, whoop. So they have a $5,000 contingent fine. So that is what was placed by you
Right.
back in September. So what I put on there is you have the option for the $5,000 fine. The maximum allowed by state statute to today from the citation is $35,850.
Okay, and that would.
One-
So I have to forget about the 5,000 and start with a new contingent fine or a new fine.
Right, your options would be legally you can issue the $5,000 fine, which
But then that starts the clock back.
starts the clock again. You could issue by law 30, you ignore your own, suggestion. By law, you could say 38,500. Regardless whether you issue the 5,000 or the 38,000, we have to start the clock again. Because that's what we've been told we kind of have to do and we should have been doing from day one. That's neither here nor there. I got my scolding already.
Okay, are you sure of this number?
I can double check that.
I don't wanna issue that and find that we are over by $100 and it's invalid.
What was the citation date on there? Was May 11th, 2023. I can dig this up really quick. Let me do my usual, time and date calculator. Calculate between dates. So that was May 11th, so we need to add 5 days, so that's May 16th, 2023 to today. Include today in it. That is 240. So do 240 times 150, 36,000.
Oh, you got the extra day in there.
I got the extra day in there, yeah. The extra day in there.
Okay.
Well, so if we want to be safe about it, not include that extra day, the 35,000 would be.
Okay, so
what it-
where are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Violation continues. No progress whatsoever. Fine, assessed. I'm just gonna be cautious and make it $35,000.
I'll make sure my math is right. Yeah.
Well, it's not gonna change anything. That thousand isn't gonna change anything. Fine assessed $35,000. Continued to,
So now I will have to send a new citation, which I will get out on, to be bluntly honest, I probably will not be able to get it out tomorrow, so. It would be the 12th. So in order to accumulate anything substantial, it's $5,000 a month. So if we wanted to get something substantial on there, I do not recommend February.
right,
Um,
well, this is gonna go to law department, they're gonna, in other words, these people should get notice of this fine.
oh, absolutely, yeah, they're gonna get noticed. I'm gonna send it up to them. Plus, they have the 10,000 already out on the other file that was closed, so.
All right, so
They're
fine
good.
says 35,000, so I'm not continuing this, I'm just,
Well, we do have to, I have to send a citation. Yeah, so I guess you could act like, the only reason is I'm not gonna. I can't do another notice, so I have to use this as my base. So, I don't think. Well, I'll just play it safe, cause I wouldn't bring it back until. I'm not bringing it back to minimal March anyway. So,
so I should just continue it,
it'll say till to March, and then
January, very much, that's only 2 months, so let's go to April.
we do April, that's
Nothing's
fine.
gonna happen with another. They're either gonna respond or they're not to this fine. Continue to April, what's the date in April?
17th,
April 17th, 2024, need notice.
but just to give you a head, I'll just so you're. For your thinking there. So it would be the citation would be 5 days after the 12th, which would be the 17th. To the, so 17th to the 17th, that's 92 days. And just to give an idea what that would be. If nothing was done, if we're in the same spot, 13.8.
35,000 doesn't like come up, 13 doesn't come.
Right, but we'll add that onto the, onto that. All right, everybody, so that's it. We're all set with that one. If you guys have any questions or anything, shoot me an email. I'll do my darndest to get back to you guys as soon as possible. And we are on to. Well, I don't think anybody else is here. Nobody in the crowd, nobody in the crowd virtually. So. Thank you. So I'm gonna assume that we can just go in order as we see fit. Put this on here, 291 Chestnut. I think,
Fourth Main Street, what's going on with that?
I'll do that one next? We'll do
Yeah,
that one next. Why
yeah,
not?
let's
Nobody
do
else,
it.
we can do that.
Nobody's here, this one is.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wow,
Yeah, it is, and it's, but you know what? And much I hate to see it.
once I remember an address.
Yeah, that's actually not a great sign. And you never want to judge remembering your issues. Let's. Last time we were here, notes.
And place to become compliant, he said. Continue to attend, Sharon. Okay. Attorney Hall has been dismissed.
Yes. I don't know if he's happy about that or not, but
First became a lawyer, brother-in-law who was a lawyer said to me. Into your office to hire you, and some of them, the best thing you do is pay them to go away.
that's,
I got one now, I wish I had paid them to go away, I can't get rid of
that's a,
them. Won't follow.
they say, come on, man, what's going on here?
It's just.
This is just, taking its, sweet time. You muted me, yes, not everybody else though. Well, there's nobody else but me at the moment, so. See, this is just going painfully slow here. Okay. Fort France, here we go. Very ready, Council.
So I'm got here in fines, trying to figure out what we did with the fines,
Well, we have a
had
exist,
a contingent, we have any real fines?
yeah, we assessed a fine back in,
Okay, it was assessed in July, so now
Right.
we start the clock again.
Correct.
Is there a contingent fine since then?
12,000 was placed,
But that's contingent.
contingent, yes.
Okay,
Why don't you bring all that up? I'm about to go over. it.
well, because this is gonna be very quick. You're gonna say there's no progress. Oh, no, you did, there is progress.
Ah,
They're doing something.
hey, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll
Applies to all.
let you tell me what's going on then.
So, last time we were here, December 13th, oral notice was given to the property owner for today's hearing. The $12,000 fine that was previously placed remained in place. And, that was for progress to resolution. So, I believe it was shortly after the hearing, I wanna say it was, around, December, or late December, by around Christmas time. The architect came in and had a conversation with me and said that he'd be getting me plans to rectify the situation. So on January 4th, I got an email from Mr. DeHady, DeHady Architects. And I have plans for the, initial submission of plans, which I have here. These,
By the way, let me see a picture.
oh,
To bring me up to speed, I
I
got this
can,
one.
I can do
I
that.
don't need it. I don't need it.
Oh, you don't need it, you don't need
I'm
it.
telling you, I don't need it.
All right, perfect. I was
Let's-
hoping.
Let's see where he's got now.
So we have plans here for, the idea is he's gonna take the structure that is in the setbacks, non-compliant, the whole shebang. Trim it and move it to an existing, attached to an existing building. That's what these are showing here. So he has an existing detached structure here on the property. And I have a survey here if you want to see where that is. I didn't scan it, it's an old survey, but, so here's an existing building here. And he's moving it right there.
Okay,
We got this today?
This, no,
We got something today. We have complete application?
no,
Oh,
there's a reason. There's a reason, it's like jumping ahead.
it's after 5.
Trying to hurry here, I don't know,
bourbon something.
I
I got a new bourbon someone gave me for the holidays.
got a soccer game I gotta get to, so I mean,
I'm saving it for you to open with me.
I appreciate that. That's, like, a good guy there, you know, don't let the fines fool you, he's a good guy. So the problem with these plans, very minor problems, but you labeled one side a bedroom, can't do that in a detached structure, cause it implies a living space. So there's some minor, and on the plans he has here, I gotta make sure, it looks like he didn't, if you do a dormer on a building, it has to be set in 2 feet. He has it here. Doesn't look like he has it on that side. So there's little things he's gotta adjust. But the concept is there, the proposed height, as you can see on, this plan, over there, 15 feet. To the midpoint, which that's the requirement. So. It is a legitimate architectural plan. And it's 3/4 of the way there compliant. And I got a email today, I just could not get back to Bill, the surveyor. He has a question about what he needs for the chart for the heights and everything on the survey. I
Okay,
just haven't been able to get back to him. So I'm assuming he's very good with his timing. Once I get him the information he needs, I'm sure he'll give me an updated survey in quick order. So I think for the first time in 3 years, I'm gonna say we have progress. So I say I am looking for just a continuation to allow me to get back to Bill, the surveyor, and go over everything. And my hope is, once I get Bill's survey and Ralph's, adjusted plans, to issue something, to correct this finally. There you go, there we go.
okay. So. Violation continues. But. Progress, of the protect capital. Okay. So I'm not gonna change anything else. I don't wanna raise the. Contingent fine if he's done something. But you'll put in the note how much it could be.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's always on there, yeah.
Okay, so, we just continue to win.
I mean, I don't wanna give them 2 weeks like other people that were here, but, I mean, we should be able to, with knowing Bill and Ralph with what they need to do. I think we could come back in February, and if there's an application that's been approved, maybe not necessarily to the building department, but at least to us, that's been approved. I think that is sufficient progress that can be done in a month.
Okay, so that's February,
21st.
February 21st. 2024, need notice. No change in fine structure. It's not, that won't tell me where it is.
I'll write it all down again.
Okay, you write it all down.
All right. Perfect. That. Yeah. Moving pretty good, all things considered.
What's the front page of this?
It's right there, you got it in your hand. Hiding in plain sight.
This guy,
Thank you.
this guy.
Back, thank you.
That's interesting, they're doing something.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
when Ralph came in, I was utterly shocked.
Okay,
Not that. No.
now let's see what's this here.
The world is our oyster, we can,
16 Sycamore, a new driveway. Parking, 1 second. Yeah, I don't care about that one.
no, I,
He created a driveway and we're gonna make his life miserable.
that's what we
Let
do.
me see what you got.
All right.
Poor guy.
It does have another issue, it's not just the driveway.
Better. Okay, let's see.
Previous, yes. Today,
Contingent from 27, continue to 12/13, need notice. Okay, this is,
I don't know, I have reason,
I'm sure you do, that's fine.
I have reason.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, so last time we were, I use air quotes, here was November 1st, 2023. And at that time, the contingent fine, which was of $2,500, which was previously placed, was maintained, continued to December 13th hearing, need notice, needs progress. So after that hearing, actually the same day, I just didn't know about it because it came to customer service. We actually got another complaint about the property, but for your, as you were alluding to there earlier, for the large paved swaths of their front yards. Interesting way of putting it. It was thrown in there with other things, but,
what is this in front of me?
it is, there's a parking in the front setback.
Okay.
It was just a follow-up, somebody,
Okay.
the neighbors on the street are not happy with, the size of some of the driveways on Sycamore. So we continued it to the 13th, however, we had some technical difficulties, as you may have heard me earlier with Geneva, there were two that we could not hear because of technical difficulties, and this is the second one. So we had to move it to today. Here is the notice for today's hearing. 1/10/24. There is the certified mail receipt with the mailing number. And Constable Bondi's service, and he actually was able to put it in hand.
Okay, so I will find notice here.
Very good. The only exhibits I'm throwing out there are one. I have two pictures, so the first thing is two photos of the property as of yesterday. This whole thing is a driveway still in front. That's part of his violation, his issues.
Where's the driveway supposed to be?
It is, I'm glad you said that. If I may skip ahead. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So this was a survey map and that was approved by our office. And you can see Vlad's signature in the bottom there. I accidentally cut it off, but that's Vlad from our office. From 2016, giving the outline of where the driveway should approximately be. So there's two things that are a problem here. One is this driveway was approved and frankly, it should not have been approved the way it was, which was a small curb cut and then just parking the entire thing. This house was built in the 70s and that's how just it was approved. There was no garage and there's really no way to get to the back. So all the parking had to be in front. So given that, we try to limit the amount of parking in the front. Back in the 70s, there was no, the requirement was still what it is today. Curb cut is 20 feet wide. That was from Public Works and in our code back then. So we used the 20-foot, or we, including Vlad, and we do today in these situations. Curb cut has to be 20 feet. The rest has to be landscaping until you get to the legal parking spaces. And obviously, we allow a little flexibility for movement, but we try to get as much landscaping as we can in the front. This configuration would never be approved today. This house would not be built as it is today because of the parking regulations. So
What's the violation?
he has paved the entire,
Oh, he didn't have that little cut?
no, he's got nothing. It's the entire, let
Okay,
me,
now I understand.
I was just saying, I can really quickly here, we can go get something that's better than that, something that's better than, yeah, there you go. Small problem.
Okay, that explains. All right,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this.
Sure.
So you took these pictures,
I took those pictures, yes,
and it's the ordinary course of business for you to take these pictures?
indeed, yes, it
And you
is,
took it in the ordinary course of business,
indeed,
and they have been under your custody and control the entire time,
they have been,
and they were taken at or near the time you put on this.
correct.
Day.
correct, the same day,
All right, so these are full exhibits. Okay.
Perfect.
Bring that picture back up, that last one.
What's showing the whole thing there?
Yeah,
There, yeah, yep.
okay, so what he has to do is put in that. That's all he's really gotta do is
Right,
this
that,
part.
or he has full option, because it's a 20-foot wide, he can put a curb cut here, landscape all this, and just have one entrance leading to 4 parking spaces across the front. He does have the right to put that 20-foot anywhere he'd like,
Okay,
because there was no,
but he can still have the 4 cars.
right, we have no, I hate to put this, we have no choice, yeah.
Right, so what's his problem?
We have to do the landscaping.
I understand, but what's his problem? I don't see a problem here, but he can't
Why
fix
hasn't he
it.
done it?
Oh, that's an extremely good question. He just got, now, the other part of the violation, if I may,
Yes,
is he has an open permit to remove a illegal apartment in the basement. That has been open since, if I may, 2012. I don't have it on here, but this is my, predecessor Vlad's file back in 2012.
but is that part of this?
It is, I put it on that's the first section here, 118, 14, 20.
Okay, so so you got 2 violations basically.
Yep.
Okay,
And so where I'm going with this is, since, the one thing I can say, since the November 1st hearing, he has finally, after all these years, hired a contractor and he's a familiar one in our office. I don't know if you've ever dealt with Mickey before. I think he's Polish, I think. And he is guiding him through getting this stuff done in the memo, and I'm not gonna bring it up because I don't think I have it up here. If I do, I'm gonna take one quick check to see if I do have it up here. Oh, I do, I can get it real quick, here we go. This is our permitting software that we have, you can hit the line. This is our permitting software we have, that are in-house, that we can see what the building department does and what we do.
big brother. Huh?
Well, each other, I mean,
Everybody-
public can't see this.
As far as you know.
Well, I'm sure if somebody was crafty enough, they could do it, but, so. We have here, this is all the permits, so we'll do a plumbing here, the plumbing permit, for example. So these are all originally pulled back in 2016, 2017, 2018. The property owner with this new contractor reactivated these things. I can show right here, so 12/1/2023. It
Okay,
was an inspection done by Paul, the plumbing inspector.
right.
So he's the new contract reactivated all the permits for
Yeah,
mechanicals.
he just came and inspected my plumbing. Wow.
Oh, there, Paul, there you go. So
Moving so fast, I started this project in April.
I tried to get, I tried all I could, they're just didn't. I tried to get it, so I really did, and they just won't do it, I don't know why. That's what's encouraged people to do work without permits, and that's that, So where I'm going with this is he's definitely addressing this, and the contractor has talked to me and said that they are gonna address the driveway. They wanna get the inside done first, 'cause it's all exposed wiring, exposed plumbing. They wanna get that done. And he brought up a valid point, but it's not a legally valid point, is that because of the weather and all that, we get people off the street so the plows can get by. The Sycamore Street is the one thing I will concede. Sycamore Street is a terrible street for street parking. So having the cars off temporarily may not be a terrible thing.
Yeah, I understand, it's just that the neighbors aren't happy.
They're not, but
But it's the winter, we'll continue to the spring to remove to fix the parking, so that way it's on the record, anybody can say, oh, he's gonna have to fix it. And let him get to work on that problem, it's a real problem. As far as I'm concerned, the other one's not a real problem. But I have to enforce it. Okay. Two violations found. Parking. And this will remind me what it is.
Open permit, an open permit to remove illegal unit.
Open permit to remove illegal unit. Okay, now I have to keep these together, I assume.
Right, I put them on the same citation, yes,
Okay,
unless, right, what was the next page? Yeah, it's before we got the new form, so yeah.
that's all right, so let's, all right, continue. Okay, no, this is new to me,
Nope,
you know, how long have I had this?
oh,
It's got a contingent fine, all right.
we've had this,
Okay, so we have progress.
I guess I give them some progress, yes.
Progress. Finally. Okay. Contingent fine remains. Continued to. For the basement is what I'm concerned.
The basement, if his contractor does what he normally does when he comes into our office, he should have this all set by absolute worst case March. He should, unless something happens, like thing collapses or something,
Continue to March, what,
20th.
March 2020, 24, for more progress. Parentheses, especially on the open permit issue. Okay. Need notice.
There's no tenant down there, right?
Oh, no, it's actually totally, but it's not habitable. I've seen people in worse conditions with there, but in this case.
Yeah, like, all over the Gaza Strip.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Mm.
We're lucky we're.
Well, we're here, man, I'll tell you what. Right, so we got that. Oh, very good.
Yeah. 16 Sycamore. Yeah, moving, right.
Let's see, we can move along, yes.
Okay, now up to 19 Elmwood,
We can do that.
more parking in the front.
You want your favorite? I mean, come on, let's, oh. He's gonna love this one. He's
19,
gonna love this one. And this is the tip of the iceberg. I got more coming like this, that are just gonna, you're gonna
we
absolutely love
won't fix any of this with the new regulations.
it. Well, they're effective, I can comment on, it, right? No.
There is some additional opportunity, just not for these cases.
Yeah. How we were hoping it was gonna turn out. It did not. This is the first time you're hearing this one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I'm saying, you're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it. You're gonna.
So, somebody's filed a complaint with P and Z,
Mm-hmm.
parking area. Who would be complaining?
Customer Service Anonymous. Initially send us a building code. That was right.
That's the way it's not gonna.
Mhm. They can crafty.
So obviously,
But I would put it this way, this was not the only address, so that's why we took it, because several of these little pieces of paper came. This is just the first one to come.
all right, let's hear it.
All right, so, and as you can tell by the date which this was submitted and what today's date is, this was submitted in June, and, it was a little, fully admission, a little low on my priority list. But here's the complaint. In the flesh. That was on, June 27th. I did my inspection, 1, 2, 3, on June 29th. And indeed, we have parking in the front setback. And again, because I, like to be thorough about these things, this is a follow-up I did in July. I was in the neighborhood, July 12th. And
So what's the property change? Right here is the property line?
the property line, it's a shared driveway. So the property line is somewhere, in that driveway. I could maybe shed a little light on that in a few minutes.
Okay.
So the next picture here is the problem. This area from the stairs down to the sidewalk and over, that is the problem. So
It
here's,
has to be landscape.
that area has to be landscaped, yes. That other little part in the front, spoiler alert, it's okay, and I'll show you why. And I have one more, oops, this was for you here, I have a aerial photo from our in-house photography from October 1st. Whoops, oopsie, I can see it, that's good. And you can see where I marked out, even though I didn't use a straight edge, this has to come out.
Okay, that's just explaining this. So I can't use that as an exhibit. Okay, you got, what else you got? Any more pictures?
Well, initially, no, because then the next step I sent a notice.
So let me get these. You took these in the ordinary course of business,
Yes,
and it's the ordinary course of business for you to take such photographs,
it is,
and they've been in your custody control since you took them,
they have,
and they were taken at or near the date
correct,
that it says it was taken.
those dates, yes.
Okay. So these are full exhibits.
Awesome. So based on those inspections
Yeah.
and that information, send a notice of violation to the owner of record. That is the owner of record per tax, Nicholas Paziakos. Rick's getting pretty good.
Bad sign.
I don't know, that's like, you're right, you're right, when you're right, you're right.
In the case where a divorce with a husband on property agrees, and he brings in proof. AD. Put it to evidence, the judge says, so what does it say? That almost Greek to me. You went your whole career for an.
Yeah, you wait
opportunity
for
like
it to
that.
say, yes, it's actually, you're on, it's actually Greek to me, it literally is. And there's a few lines I've been waiting to use too, and when it comes out, I can relate to that. But here is the whole kit and caboodle for the notice. Notice was sent October 12th, 2023.
In hand.
Yeah, in-hand service
And a receipt. Oh,
and a receipt, so I'm gonna say they knew about this.
Buttons and suspenders, okay, fine notice.
I don't know, yep. So based on that, we got an email from a Peter Paziakos. And he informed me that the house is going through probate. And I did call him back, it's because the owner is, yes, yeah, or close,
What?
close to it. Yeah, so, so based on that, just a little note I made for the file, and I can give it to the hearing officer for his reference. And I called to arrange an inspection, arranged the inspection for Monday, October 30th, to go out and meet with him. This happens from time to time, and he said, "Man, nice guy. Lack of better terms, much like my high school days, I got stood up." So, but I did take some pictures while I was there because I'm using that email as authorization that could have been on the property. So I'm gonna submit the pictures one at a time. The first one is a view from the right of way from the street of Elmwood Avenue there. Nice little close-up of what can't and can't be there.
But they can have something in here.
They can have a little bit, right, exactly, yep. And I said, I am getting there, suspense is killing you, I know. It's like, the reason I had this really tight close-up, you can see the line where it was added
Oh, look at that.
here. And then if you really, like you look here, this was the apron that was put in, probably associated with the new sidewalk work that was done by Public Works. Public Works replaced aprons, they replace aprons as a courtesy when they do sidewalks, if they had to totally destroy the apron. So they will replace it as a courtesy. And this is probably, because the sidewalks are very new there. So they probably put this in based on the location of the previous driveway. So a little close up there of that. And this is from the porch looking back down to the street. You had a good view of that. So those, submit those for exhibits on my inspection, which I was stood up on.
Took these in the ordinary course of business.
I did,
It's in the ordinary course of business for you to take such photos.
it is.
They're taken at or near the time of the. Shown on the, you got dates on these?
Yeah, the 30th, or 10:30, yep. On that date, 10/30/2023.
They've been in your custody control since you've taken them.
Yes, they have been.
They'll be admitted as a full exhibit.
Very good. So next, I got a couple more exhibits coming
Somebody
in.
will appeal me someday.
Somebody's gonna.
Nobody appeals me, but why am I bothering?
And we got one, we got that one, but it wasn't anything you did.
No,
Yeah.
that didn't help. What?
So, this is probably what I did. So, I brought one of our, new hires out for some inspections, and I figured to show some easy ones. I did, this was one of them, because it doesn't get much easier than this. So this was on November 16th. Wash, rinse, and repeat. You can see these are both taken from the right of way of Elmwood Avenue. Nothing has changed. Still the same status as it was in the previous two inspections. Three inspections.
That's the 16th.
Yep.
That's still November,
Yep,
okay? It's in the ordinary course of business.
indeed,
It's in the ordinary course of business for you to take these.
it is.
They've been in your custody control.
They have been,
They were taken on the day you show here.
they were,
Okay, they're full exhibits.
perfect. So based on all that, I felt that a citation was probably warranted at this point. But again, I know parking the front setback's not really high on my list, to be full honest, so I sent that on the 27th. Long story, the reason why I waited is, I'll be completely honest, the other individuals that received a complaint in the area for the same issue, they all got back to me, they're all addressing it, they're all moving forward with it. This one, some
I was
attention
hoping he
to
was gonna
it,
go-
some attention to it, not ideal, so I gave as much time as I could. And you know what? It won't be fair to everybody else who's fixing it, if this
You're
one
right.
stays there. So that's the citation with today's hearing date, and there's the receipt, and we have Constable Bondi's service, in hand.
He's getting good at that.
He is, he's finding them, yeah, he's finding them.
I sent him out on a couple. I said, just keep going back till you get it.
Until you find them, and he usually does, it's pretty good.
Plus more if you gotta keep some of them back.
Right. Oh, that's true, well, he'll find them,
Needs to be more effective when a marshal handles it.
yeah, it gets the attention, you know, so.
I send a cease and desist and, just send a letter, nothing with it.
Right.
Cease and desist. Better react.
That was just one, I was out yesterday doing all those other follow-ups, so,
So you might as well.
might as well grab that one, so, same thing, snow actually helps out, you can kind of see, they actually shoveled.
Right,
Where
yeah.
it is, how the snow helps.
We might as well put this in as. a-
Yeah, might as well,
You took this on January 9th
I did,
in the ordinary course of business.
I did.
Which is in your job to do in the,
it is,
and this has been in your custody and control. So
It
that's
has
a
been.
full exhibit.
perfect. So I am gonna show, here is another visual aid, and it's not for an exhibit, or as a visual aid as to why this is why that little area is okay. We have a topographic map here from 1978 from the town. And if you take a look right there, you can see how there is a little notch there. This is what we use for reference in our, when determining parking the front setback is legal or not. These topographic maps were done in 1978. The parking regulations came in 1972. So we make a bit of a leap there, that was there in 1978, it was there in 1972. So if it's on here, they get it. That's our policy. So, given all that, I am gonna submit that there is a violation here. There is not a huge amount of accumulated fines. So I am indifferent about an assessed fine. However, I would request that we give a continuance with a contingent fine based on the accumulation rate to that date.
Maximum fine is 13.
$1,300 to today.
Are you gonna move this to
Oh.
May?
If we go to May, that allows for it to get to, what, 19,000?
Right.
We could do April, it would be like 14,000.
Well, I wouldn't do the whole thing anyway, it doesn't leave a lot of room. Why don't we just start off with a nice little $5,000 contingent fine, that should wake them up.
We can do that,
If that doesn't wake them up, then we can always do
yeah? Yeah.
violation found. Contingent fine of $5,000.
There was no last time.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna give them $5,000 fine on day one.
Well, a contingent fine. So as long as the math works till the next hearing, you're good, you're safe. You don't have to assess it.
That's true, all right, contingent fine of $5,000. Continue, now I'm understanding. these fines more.
There we go.
Doing this 5 years or so now it works. Continue to what, April, May, June, late September?
April is,
If we do it till next November, then it'll be bad weather, I'll get in.
yeah, no, that's how it works, that's how the system works, but I'm not about the
Continue
system
to
here.
when?
We'll do April 17th, there's only 3 items on that agenda so far, why
April
not?
se-
Why not?
Do a lot of, I didn't see what it got another one.
Right.
April 17th, 2024, okay. Need notice,
Yeah, we'll do that.
filed and continues, nothing else to say here. Okay,
So let's see, have that. That, and, there we go. All right, well, that was fun.
let's go and get this somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
The next one?
No, we got 2 more, Oh,
Overtime?
check that.
What are we doing here?
check that, 1 more.
This is yours.
It is, oh, this is all mine, this is all. That's mine. That's mine.
This is all that's mine.
That's yours, too, right there. There you go.
What's the last item?
It's gonna be 9 Godfrey,
It happened to 61 Lindquist.
66 Lindcrest, they never showed up. So, if we wanna make it official, I'm asking for an administrative continuance.
Go for it.
Perfect, next one, we'll see in 2 weeks.
So we don't have to do anything.
Not on that one, well, if they showed up, we would have gone, but. So, just give me a second here, I'll get all this back together real quick.
So on with this.
Now you don't need that anymore, that was just a friendly heads up.
9 Godfrey. There we go.
9 Godfrey, yes, so we have that, that's the notice.
Wait today.
Oh, we had a couple that, I'll be honest, went a little longer than I anticipated. And, well, these things
Not
happen.
so Miss Kellogg, I know either.
Yeah, that's fair, that's a fair assessment. This here, very good.
Everybody is.
Here, you're popular, way more popular than I want
Oh,
to be.
Chris Christie dropped out.
Oh, wow.
That's not surprising. Start consolidating power, boys.
This leaves him open to be vice president.
Yeah, exactly, and there's benefits to doing all this.
Trump would never take him as
Oh, God, no.
a, Trump wants another Pence type of guy.
Except Pence.
Yeah, Pence.
That's still the truth, that was a problem. Let's see here. No, let's do all this later. We got one more. Why am I gonna try and be an organizational now? Screw it. Let's go.
No, but no, I don't.
Oh, I got it. Tammy's just itching to get going. That's the least I can do for putting up with all this. That's 6 1 across the door until next week. All right. 9 Godfrey. Let's rock. Let's see here. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. There we go. No. There we go. All right. Thank God, here's previous form. And here's notes.
One ten for zoning. Let's see what happens.
Likewise, soccer.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so last time we were here, November 1st, 2023. And at that point, we continued the matter to today, January 10th. Oral notice was given to the property owner who was at the hearings. Contingent fine of $5,000 was placed based on having a zoning approval by January 10th. So, September 20th, they did actually submit an application.
It was before this meeting.
Yes, and drum roll, please. We have a zoning approval
All right.
on the 3rd. It would have been done soon, on the 3rd of November, sorry. We would have had, it sooner, but we found out that there was actually, talking about dominoes falling, another illegal unit on the property in a detached structure. So we had to address that, at the same time. So, it took a little while, we need to get extra plans, but he got them in, so we were able to, approve it. So second to last item here. That was the owner, Guillermo Sanchez, saying that he will be, out of the country. He said he got a meeting on the 20th. I think he got his dates mixed up, it's supposed to be the 10th. I got back to him yesterday, saying, hey, thank you for the heads up, but you're on for today. If you can make it, let me know. If not, I have no problem asking for a continuance to let you keep going with the work. And as a matter of fact, he has pulled the initial building permit for the work. His contractor is, at least he hasn't pulled the trades yet, but he's pulled the initial permit. So, he's actually on his way. So I am okay with this is the one if you had a fire in the basement. It was a legal rooming house.
Right, is anybody in there?
At the time? Oh, yeah.
No, now.
Now, oh gosh, no, it can't, here, I'll show you what it looks like now. If you ever wanted to have some fun. Here you go.
I don't remember this.
Yeah. So you go into the basement there, just all burnt out. And nothing there, so. And that's how it was until he said, Guillermo told me in December, just he came and let me know, they got everything out of there, like all the debris and garbage and all that, so. But it's not habitated at the moment. What the heck? There we go,
So that was,
there we go.
okay. Violation continues. Progress underway. Contingent. Fine, whatever I said it was,
It was 5,000.
$5,000 remains. Continued to.
It'd be fair, he just get, because he's got a lot of work to do, I think just to see where he's at, I think it'd be fair to, we'll see which one has the, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go to April. See where he's at,
April
17th,
17th,
but I think she has,
2024
she has some good progress, but
for further progress. Right,
and finally, mercifully, with that, we are done. We will reconvene here in 2 weeks. We have a special meeting set up for 7 items. And we will tackle those then. Hopefully that'll be much quicker than today. Have a good evening, everybody.